everyone, it is Hunter Fireflower, and in today's video I will be doing a summary and review of Bounty Hunters issue number 2. Now this is a new comic book that has been published this year, and I'm going to be following up and telling you all about it. So without further ado, let's begin. We first start off this comic with Valance, and he is over here in this cantina taking out tons of people, and he's actually looking for somebody in particular that will lead him to Lash. Valance is looking for this person named, I believe it's pronounced Jorsek. It's an acquaintance to Lash, and he actually knows this person from the past. And Valance can't find the guy in the cantina, so he goes to the bar and he takes a drink, and then he gets a flashback. We get this flashback of this young boy who is apparently stealing rations from the Imperials to get by, and the Imperials are coming into the bar looking for the kid, but Valance does not like Imperials at all. He was actually once an Imperial soldier, and all of his cybernetics and the damage that was done to him was while he was in the military. So Valance is not very friendly with Imperials, and Valance goes in to protect this kid. Meanwhile, Lash, Tonga, and this Jorsek guy, they're like, why are you going in to help him, Lash? Just let him, die on his own, him as in Valance. Then Lash tells them, like, I used to be in the position of this young child. I was bullied by the Imperials. I also want to stand up against the Imperials. So she goes in and she helps Valance, and they take care of the stormtroopers together. So Lash and Valance then kill all the stormtroopers, they take care of business, but Valance is not doing that great. He's a little wonky. His cybernetics are not functioning properly, and I'm assuming that Lash took him into his care and then nurtured him back to health, and that's how they first met, and she became his mentor. We then go back to the present, and Valance is like, I bet they had cameras in this cantina. So he goes and he just yanks out this camera, and he's able to kind of splice it and then put it into his little arm thing, and he gets a vision in his cybernetic eye. It's actually kind of cool. His cybernetic eye just projects the images of the camera. We then see Boba Fett is questioning Jorsek on the location of where Lash is, and then Boba Fett kills Jorsek, so this kind of leads to a dead end. As Jorsek is dying, he's talking to Boba Fett, and what we can assume he's telling Boba Fett where to go, except the video recording has no audio, so Valance has to look at Jorsek's lips to see what he's kind of saying, and Valance concludes that he must have said Golmara, I believe that's how you pronounce the planet, and Valance then goes in search of Lash. However, while he's leaving the planet, he is being followed by, I believe this was the Osis guy that we saw in the first comic, and he is following Valance to his treasure or goal, so he's also looking for Lash as well. We then go to Galmora, and we see Bossk over here looking, and this Galmora planet is literally just riddled with tons of tombstones. It kind of seems like it's just a giant cemetery of a planet. We then have Bossk over here thinking and hoping that Afrit's intel that she gave to him was accurate, and he's over here looking for Lash, and he sees this little caregiver. I guess he's kind of like a priest almost, and he just kind of pushes him out of the way. It's kind of funny, Bossk doesn't listen to anybody, and he really doesn't want to deal with anyone at all. He's just kind of a man on a mission. We then see Tonga. She is the sister of Tonga, and in the previous comic we found out that Tonga was somehow killed because of Lash. So Tonga is seeking revenge for her brother's death against Lash. So she's going to the fortress of the Mourner's Wail. In the first comic, we saw Lash kill the client that hired all the bounty hunters, and they're like, why did you do that? He was actually the heir to the Mourner's Wail syndicate, and they are at odds with the Unbroken clan. The Unbroken clan is having this giant war with the Mourner's Wail. Tonga then meets up with Lord Comek. I'm not sure how you say his name, but his son was the individual that was killed in comic 1, and Comek just kind of wants revenge for his son's death. He knows that Lash is responsible for it, and he also believes that the Unbroken clan maybe hired Lash to kill him. He's not quite sure, but he does have intel on Lash. Tonga just shows up and she's like, I want to kill Lash as well, I'm willing to help you, and in return, I want some information of where I can find her. Comek then agrees and says, as long as you serve us and you avenge my son, I will give the information. So they're kind of working together to find Lash. We then go to Galmora, and we see Valance over here, and he's walking around, and he goes to this one grave in particular, and it's actually the grave of Lash's parents, and it's encoded with this green ooey ball. This green gooey looking ball is actually releasing these kind of pheromones and smells of the homeworld of the Nautiloans, which is not a lot. Valance then touches this green ball, and the droid is like, hey, since you touched it, the compounds in this synthetic ball are changing, and he believes that it's coordinates to wherever Lash might be. Valance is collecting the coordinates so that they can go to the next destination. Bossk then attacks with blaster in hand, ready to fire. Bossk then demands Valance to give him the coordinates or he's going to die. And as we can probably guess, we have a headstrong bounty hunter. Valance is of course going to say no, and they're going to fight. In addition, Bossk goes on to say, you know, I've never trusted you, Valance. You always were Lash's pet. I believe you two were working together to blackmail the rest of us. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be following up with a video for all of the comics in this series. I do not show every single page of the comic, so I do recommend that if you do enjoy bounty hunters or this comic book in particular, that you go actually purchase the comic book yourself and see all of the artwork for yourself. The artwork is really nice. It's kind of anime manga-y type style, but the coloring and everything is beautiful. I do make other YouTube videos regarding canons and legends Star Wars content, so if you want to check out those, go ahead. Everything ranging from the pre-Old Republic, so this would be like way before the Sith, all the way up to the sequels with Rey and Kylo Ren. I'm trying to fill in all the gaps because I kind of do like to jump around when I read Star Wars material, but I'm trying to at least get most of the timeline complete to some regard. But anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Stay frosty.